Before we begin this video, I want to thank my viewers for watching my video. I hope you found some useful information from my channel that helps you out in the stock market. This video you are watching is something I've already made and I am going to re-release it. This time I included keywords and made sure I can properly rank the video. It really helps if you leave a like, share, and comment on this video. From the YouTube Mastery course I am taking, it tells me in order to do well on ranking, you need to have a lot of views and interaction with the video in the first 24 hours. I left a card on top of this video asking my audience a question. Right now, Donald Trump is starting up a trade war with the Chinese government. Do you think the trade war will cause a stock market crash? It would be helpful if you answered the poll. Now onto the main video. Please sit back and enjoy the video I took probably 10 hours to make.
Hello and welcome to my video. Today I'm going to talk about a possible stock market crash that might happen in 2018. A stock market crash can be the result of a major catastrophic event, economic crisis, or the collapse of a long-term speculative bubble. However, public panic is a major contributor. Throughout history, there has been several stock market crashes. The first one was in 1907 and then in 1908. The New York Stock Exchange fell by nearly 50% due to a variety of factors led by the manipulation of copper stocks. The next crash happened in 1929. The economy was starting to slow, and then the prices started to drop. One thing led to another, and investors started to panic, and on October 24th, 28th, and 29th, the stock market started to spiral downwards. In the 1920s, also known as the Roaring Twenties, the technological boom was in full swing, which included everything from radios to cars, planes, phones, and even the power grid became widespread. The Dow Jones finally and fully crashed in 1932. After the Great Depression followed, known as the worst economic crisis in modern times, plaguing the stock market and Wall Street all through the 1930s. The next big crash happened just a few months after I was born. On October 19, 1987, a date that is also known as Black Monday, was the climactic culmination of a market decline that had begun 5 days before on October 14th. The crash was the greatest single-day loss that Wall Street had ever suffered in continuous trading up to that point. Fearing a repeat of the 1930s depression, the market rallied immediately after the crash, posting a record one-day gain of 102.27. The very next day, and 186.64 points on Thursday, October 22nd. It only took 2 years for the Dow to recover completely. Between March 11th, 2000 to October 9th, 2002, the dot-com stock market crash happened. The 2000 stock market crash resulted in a loss of almost $8 trillion of wealth. The 2000 stock market crash was the overvaluation of the stocks and the dot-com bubble burst. Even some of the companies that had absolutely no hope of earning profits and were consistently losing money had a market capitalization of more than $1 billion. This dot-com bubble is very similar to the cannabis industry, so I would be careful on how you approach trading these cannabis IPO. Aurora, Canopy, and Afira are very safe companies to invest into, but if there is a cannabis bubble burst, all these stocks will be affected but would eventually recover. I should sell more Aurora stock, but it's very hard for me to sell this company because I see the company's vision and I believe it will become a giant in the future. The housing crash on September 16, 2008 in the United States was basically caused by the banks lending money to house buyers that could not pay back what they borrowed and end up defaulting their loans, and then having the companies that buy these defaults make the situation even worse by not being able to pay those off. It just spiraled downwards, eventually to the point where 15 banks in the United States ended up failing in 2008, while some other banks were bailed out by either the government or other banks. This led to a deep recession in the United States with almost 9 million jobs lost, which translates into about 6% of the entire workforce. This finally returned to normal sometime in May 2014. In 2018, there is a lot of talk about the stock market crash that might happen. At the moment, margin debt is at the highest point in history. For anyone that does not know what margin debt is, It is a brokerage account in which the broker lends the customer cash to purchase securities. The loan in the account is collateralized by the securities and cash because the customer is investing with a broker's money rather than his own. There is also a possibility that Italy goes bankrupt, which will cause them to leave the European Union to save themselves, causing a global chain reaction which could cause the stock market to crash. At the end of the day, nobody can truly predict when and how the stock market will crash. I truly believe we will eventually see a market crash, and those that are ready when it happens will make a lot of money. My recommendation is for you to hold between 25 to 50% of your money in cash just in case if a crash happens. You can make a lot of money if you're patient, but it might not even happen at all. Thanks for watching. I hope you find this entertaining. If you dislike this video, please give me a thumbs down. Please subscribe for future updates and have a nice day.